Hey everybody, Dave here, and it's time for another video, and today I am going to talk about my likes and dislikes of iOS 7. Now, you might remember a couple of weeks ago, I uploaded a video on my initial thoughts of iOS 7 on the day it was released, and now I've had time to play with it a little bit, so I wanted to do a little bit more in-depth review. So I downloaded iOS 7 on my iPhone 5, my iPad 3rd generation, and my iPhone 4S, which I use for work. So I do not have the new 5C or 5S, although I am on the fence whether I want to get the 5S just for the camera features alone, but that'll be a whole nother video. So let me start off with my likes. First of all, I know it's not really faster, but it does seem snappier. The animations seem better. It just feels that way, even though I know it's not true. They designed a lot of new neat features into iOS 7. Small little things like the clock icon now is a real-time clock instead of before it was just set to one time and that was it. So now if you look at it, you'll see the second hand moving. And I think that's just real neat. It's not something you really want to use because you can just see the time at the top of the screen, but I thought it was really neat. The weather app has been beautifully redesigned. I really love it now. It shows real-time animations. Before it was just static. Now it's, if it's raining, you'll see the rain in the background. If it's sunny, you'll see the sun, cloudy, etc. So well done, Apple, for that. Also, real kudos go out to the way they redesigned the calendar app. Before, when you wanted to flip between months, you had to hit the little back left and right arrows up on the top of the calendar, and it was a little clunky. Now it's just a nice fluid scrolling feature, so all you have to do is scroll up and down, and you can go swipe between the months, which I think is really great and makes it a lot easier for me. The biggest number one like for me in iOS 7 is pages in folders. So before, when you had a folder set up on iOS, all you were limited to is 12 or 16 icons, I believe. I forgot exactly how many. But now you could swipe as many applications as you want into one folder. So for me, I had 3 folders worth of photography apps. Now I was able to condense them all down into one, and I think that's great. And I was also condensed 4 pages worth of folders on my iPhone down to 2. So kudos to that. That's the number one like for me in iOS 7, and hands down, if anything else, that makes iOS 7 worth it. They also have the new control center. So now if you swipe up from the bottom of the phone, you'll get in your control center, which gives you access to things like the flashlight. You can put it in airplane mode. You can adjust the brightness. You can adjust your music. So many cool little features you can do with the control center, and that's great. And I use the flashlight app quite a bit, more than you might think. When you walk dogs at night and they go and you need to see where they went without stepping in it, that flashlight app comes in handy. Also, the new search feature now. Before, you used to have to go all the way to the left-hand screen to get the search. Now you can access it anywhere by just pulling slightly down from anywhere in the phone. I have experienced a little drop in frame rates for the first time that you do it. Usually after you unlock your phone, it'll seem a little stuttery and drop frame rates, but then it goes nice and smooth. So that's a small little complaint, and that might be due to my hardware, or it could be software related, which I hope they will fix in subsequent updates, which I'll get to in a little bit. Also, now the camera app has been redesigned. Now you can open up the camera app. You can swipe between regular, square, which I would never use anyway, but that's more for Instagram, panorama, and video. And another nice little feature now in video, you're able to zoom in on video. Before you weren't. There's plenty of apps out there that allow you to do that, which I have probably about 3 or 4 downloaded on my phone, but I just thought it was a nice little feature. Another new feature which I really like, which I just found recently, is the ability to block numbers. If you get a lot of calls from, telemarketers or something, or say somebody you just don't want to talk to anymore, you can now put their number in and block it. I think that's an awesome feature. Thank you, Apple, for doing that. That is really, really cool. So now let's get to my dislikes. There's really not too many. Very small, but obviously for me, it's the icons. I don't like them. I know they're trying to go with the flatter design and everything, and there's some things I like about the flatter design, but I just don't like the icons. I think they're very kindergartenish, if that's the proper word to use. So hopefully they'll change them. I've heard a lot of people complain. I've heard some people say they love the app, so I don't know, but I think the majority is going to rule. Apple's going to do whatever they want to do anyway, but I really hope down the line they change, because I think the majority of the people really don't like them. They introduced with iOS 7 the parallax feature, and that is when you're looking at your home screen or any screen that you have unlocked and you move the phone around, you can see the picture move a little bit. I was real excited when they talked about this during the release, but after using it a while, it really didn't live up to the hype that it did. And it actually wastes battery too, so I've turned that off. I've also turned off dynamic wallpapers, so you can have wallpapers with animations on them. Again, how often are you staring at your home screen? Excuse me, that you want to see animations, and also is a big battery waster, so I've turned that off as well. I've had some crashes too. Since downloading iOS 7, I'd be in the middle of an app, all of a sudden it would just go to black, the Apple logo would appear, and then after a few seconds the phone would come back up. I'm sure this is something that's going to be fixed in subsequent updates, so I'm not too worried about it, but it is buggy, just like before. Like I said, with the search feature, you get drop frame rates. Most people aren't going to notice that, but being the geek that I am, I look and see those things. So, but overall, that's really all I dislike about iOS 7. Overall, I love it. I think it was very well done, how they redesigned a lot of the apps, and I like it. So that's it. Why don't you go ahead and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of iOS 7. I'd really be curious to hear what your thoughts are. I've also heard some people say they're going to roll it back to iOS 6. Me? No. I'm going to keep it. I'm stuck with it. I'm staying with it for the long haul, even though I don't like the new flatter icons, but that's really small in the overall grand scheme of things. So, again, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. That would really mean a lot to me. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.